This is the story of a young boy from a small town, a boy who the world saw as just another scrap collector, but who saw himself as someone destined to do something big in the world of technology. Just 12 years old, he spent his days roaming through narrow alleys and piles of garbage. Broken fans, old toys, empty bottles, damaged TVs, things that others threw away were treasures to him. But nothing made him happier than finding an old, discarded computer or its parts. People laughed at him, mocked him, but he didn't care. His hands were in the trash, but his mind was full of dreams. One day, he found an old CPU and a scratched monitor behind a junk shop. He placed them on his old bicycle and took them home, smiling all the way. Home? Just a small shack with a tin roof, a single-room shelter where his mother stitched clothes, and he worked in a corner trying to bring his computer back to life. There was no electricity, so he tried to generate power using an old fan motor and a used battery. It wasn't a matter of days. It took months. Wires burned, systems failed, and he broke down many times, but he never gave up. Finally, one day the computer turned on. A faint light glowed on the screen, and his eyes lit up too. Tears rolled down his cheeks, like a scientist who had just succeeded in his first experiment. But now came the real question: what to learn and how? One day, a college student from his neighborhood told him that with internet access, he could learn coding. So he bought an old Wi-Fi device and used to sit outside the local school at night, using their open network to study. Every night, he'd sit by the roadside, learning HTML, CSS, Python, Java, whatever he could find. One day, he created a simple mobile app, an educational tool for kids. At first, it became popular among his friends, then reached school teachers, and finally caught the attention of a local NGO. They bought the app to help educate children in rural areas. But this was just the beginning. He went on to build more apps for farmers, for small shopkeepers, for women who wanted to work from home. Within a few years, he wasn't just the boy who built a computer from scrap. He became a young entrepreneur using technology to transform lives. Eventually, he launched his own tech company called Scrap Tech, a company that built low-cost computers from recycled parts and offered free coding classes to underprivileged children. Today, when people interview him and ask, "How did you build all this from scrap?" he simply smiles and says, "Scrap was just the material. The real computer was in my mind. If your dreams are true, the path finds you." And that same boy who once stole Wi-Fi from outside a school now gives free internet and free hope to kids just like him.